Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's the new experience. Reality, Spirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one, man. Reality, Spirituality. You got a question for RLN? Reality, Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. Reality, Spirituality. Oh, now we get real. Get real.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Reality Spirituality. I'm your host, Rebecca Lynn Norrington, and thank you, as always, for joining me for today's show. Reality Spirituality Radio is a show that I like to say, actually, Reality Spirituality explains it all. But let me just get a little bit deeper for the people that haven't listened to the show before. When I was younger, I wished for two things. You know how you blow your candles out at your birthday and you make a wish, or you throw money into the fountain and you make a wish. I always wished for the same two things, and this was when I was a teenager. I didn't know. I actually just instinctively or innately wished for the same things. I wasn't wishing for a beautiful wedding, even though I had one, or a house on a hill, or Mr. Right. All that. I wasn't wishing for any of those things. I wanted to live to my potential. I always said, I want to live to my potential, whatever that was, whatever that looked like, whatever that meant. And then the second thing I always wished for was happiness. And what I found on the journey, a continual journey, this thing called happiness is, for me, it is the only goal, the only intention, the number one priority. And I've discovered that because I tried a lot of other stuff. I thought that other things, I thought that other people, I thought that achievements, I thought all of that, being known worldwide, I thought all of that was going to add to or make me happy. And come to find out that none of it is true. You've heard it. People have said it. This is nothing new. Happiness is an inside job, and I'm here to tell you that that is it. I teach a water class, a water aerobic class every Saturday morning, and yesterday was the last class. And I'm bringing it up because there was a woman that attends the water class, and she also signed up for the Importance of Happiness class. I actually teach the Importance of Happiness in Arcadia at the Arcadia Recreation Department. And in December, it'll be a whole year that I've been teaching. This is going to be my fourth session of happiness classes. So this woman attended the class, the last session. And the interesting thing about that is she left the class with maybe 4 more weeks to go. And she left the class because she was angry. She was angry at me. She's told me this. She was angry. She was frustrated because the first day of class, and I also would like you to all call in if you'd like to join the conversation. The topic is self-esteem, and I'm going to get to that as soon as I share this story. But the number to call in to speak with me live is area code 646-564-9619. Again, area code 646-564-9619. And so she left. And so the first day of class, this is what I do. Every first class, I hand my students a package. And inside the package, and it's taped. It's actually a gift. It's wrapped like a gift. And I hand it to them, and I said, in this package is the answer to all of your problems. In this package is the solution to all of your challenges. In this package holds the key to the rest of your journey. And, of course, everybody, what? What's in the package? What could it be? Ooh, the answer to all my problems? I can't wait. Well, they can't wait until they see what it is. And it's a mirror. All of my issues, all of my challenges, all of my ups and downs, all of the answers, all of my struggles, everything is found in the mirror. All of the answers are found in the mirror. Everything is found within. Now, that is a really difficult, it's an easy concept to get, sure, and I'm in charge of my happiness. I'm responsible for my happiness, blah, blah, of course. But when you really, really get down to it, to look in the mirror for every single time you're irritated, and every single time you're annoyed, and every single time something happens that you don't like, that you don't approve of, or you're not on board, or you wouldn't have ordered this particular circumstance, every single time you have to look in the mirror. It's not easy. It's really not easy to look at self and to blame self and to know that you are responsible. So yesterday, back to the story, same woman who left the class, and she's attending the water class, but the happiness class she walked out on. For whatever reason, I'm not going to pretend to know what it was. But so I see her in the water class every week. And I've never talked about why she left, because quite frankly, that's her issue, and she's got her reasons. Who knows why? Maybe she has another something else to do that evening. But yesterday there was a huge parade right in the same area as the water class. It's in the same city. It's an annual parade, and a lot of the streets are blocked off. In fact, to get to it, the class is taught at City Hall. To get to City Hall, to get to the recreation department, if you're not there 2 hours, an hour and a half early, you've got to go around. There's a lot of detours, and so everyone that came to class yesterday was complaining, and I don't mean just one person. I mean everybody that attended class complained about the roadblocks. They complained about how long they had to walk. It was just a lot of complaining. Now, this woman that was in my happiness class, she complained the loudest. When I say that, I had to walk 10 blocks. And she was very, very, just really, just passionate about her complaints and damn roadblocks, and why didn't they? This road was supposed to be open and it's not. And I just looked at her and I said, "Where's the mirror? It's not about the roadblocks. It's not about having to walk 10 blocks. None of that is reality. The truth is, why I get upset is because there's something going on internally. I'm not balanced. There's a shift in energy. There's something going on. It's never about the traffic. It's never about walking 10 blocks. It's always about looking in the mirror." And that was hard. And she shot me such a, well, let's just say this. It was the opposite of loving look. It was and I know I'm not taking her look at me personally, because it's not. When anytime you are in the same vicinity of somebody getting angry, or they could say they're angry at you, know that whatever's going on, it's their issue. And please don't take anything that they're saying personally. And it's really easy for me not to take anything that anyone says to me, even in anger, personally. Well, unless it's my mother. That's another story. I digress. Still working on that one. I got that about 95% now. After the class was over, like I said, it was the last class, it's the same woman who shot me this angry look came up to me and said, Rebecca, I just want to tell you that I love you. I love you, and I know what you're doing is, and I appreciate your teaching, the water class and the other class. I love you. Now, those words, I love you, to me, and this is, we're getting right back into the self-esteem. Just give me a second. Those words, I love you, especially when relationships are up and down. Okay, now I'm angry at you. Now I'm not going to talk to you. The cold shoulder. Now I'm angry. Now I'm not going to talk. Now it's a silent treatment, or I'm going to yell at you. All of those reactions, if this is the way that you are behaving, the word I love you, or the saying I love you, I take it with a grain of salt. Because for me, love and being mean to somebody, you can't. It doesn't. In other words, it's like it's raining and it's, no, that's not a good analogy, because sometimes it does rain and the sun comes out. Let's see. It's day and night at the same time. It's day. The sun is out and the moon is out, and it's day and night at the same time. You're awake and you're asleep at the same time. In other words, what I'm trying to say, it's impossible. So this I love you is a really, I don't use that word. I don't, in other words, okay, back up. Saying I love you, the way when she said that to me, number one, I know that she meant it, and she's doing the best that she can. She's doing the best that she can to express it, and in that moment, she meant it. My point is accepting other people with their ups and downs and their annoyances and all of their little idiosyncrasy. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, oh well. Is the key to acceptance. And you can only love when you accept. Saying I love you, but not accepting the other person exactly for who they are, and they're, listen, everybody's doing their best. They really are doing the best they can, including me. I'm doing the best that I can in this moment. So understanding that is really the key. And when I can accept someone else, including the part where they're leaving, walking out of class, getting angry, all of that means that I am accepting of myself, which brings me to the point of self-esteem. I knew I was going to get there one day. Self-esteem. I remember years and years and years ago thinking that was my big problem. I didn't have self-esteem. I didn't have self-esteem because I was in relationships that were, let's see, how do I say it? A drama, a lot of drama, a lot of blaming, a lot of pointing fingers, a lot of not accepting the other person, wanting the other. Listen, I can't even remember every single relationship I was in. I tried to change that other person because I thought they needed changing. I knew they needed changing. So back to the self-esteem issue. The reason for me, self-esteem was huge. I kept looking for it, and I kept thinking that, okay, I don't have self-esteem because I'm in bad relationships. I'm not doing anything to. In other words, I was putting myself in situations where I was going to be treated mean. I was and not loved, not accepted, always judged. I put myself in those relationships, so obviously I didn't have any self-esteem, right? Now I'm redefining it, self-esteem. First of all, self-esteem, what does that mean anyway? Self-esteem is a man-made terminology. Feel good about self, make good decisions for self, nurture self, value self, don't put self in danger. All of those definitions I've heard, and I remember thinking, well, I'm falling short. But come to find out that this self-esteem, this defining self-esteem, is something even deeper. Number one, the two words self-esteem are all man-made. Number two, getting to this point where I am right now, okay, self-esteem, yes, but it's even more than that. It's a connection to this, and it's connection to the universe. It's a connection to higher power or spirit or energy or God or whatever you want to call it. It's really being connected, meaning you're plugged in. And what does that mean? That means that regardless of whatever relationship you are in, regardless of whatever decision you make, regardless of who or what you perceive, what you think self-esteem is, self-esteem for me connected, when I'm connected to the universe, when I know and trust and surrender, the term self-esteem doesn't even come into conversation, because who I am, who we all are, we are extensions of the universe. And even if, see, man can look at a relationship and say, well, there's something wrong with that. Okay, the woman is staying in a relationship and she's getting mistreated and she's getting abused, physically abused. Maybe she's getting hit. All of that stuff, and she's staying. And she goes back and she goes back, and it continues to happen. It's a very good example. That woman and that man, in my opinion, is experiencing this turmoil, this drama, for a reason that, listen, I wouldn't want to experience it. My hand is up. No, thank you. But whatever I see out there in the world, for me to look at it and say there's something wrong and she doesn't have self-esteem, it even goes deeper than that. She's there, he's there, because they are a part of a bigger plan. They are part of a divine unfolding. They are part of, in other words, everyone has to travel their own personal journey. And I don't know if I'm really making the point. I have a few people in the queue, but nobody wants to say hello. That's okay. I don't know if I'm really making the point, because the point is, I don't know if I'm making the point, because the point is, that's really funny. What? Because what I'm trying to say is, there is no such thing as self-esteem. What there is acceptance of how we grow, how we are. We're here to grow. We're here to learn. We're here to evolve. We're here to get it. We're here to get the ultimate insight. And if you find yourself in a position where maybe you're not happy, know that you're there for a reason, a deeper reason. So the self-esteem doesn't even come into play. It's a man-made term, and you and I are here to evolve. You know, let's give me. I love giving an example of the child, of a newborn who is born, comes out, and does that child, does that baby, does that pure energy have self-esteem? And when do you lose self-esteem? You know, this is really I could see this being a debate. Self-esteem, when do you lose self-esteem? And I'm going to have to take a little break, just maybe a 30-second break, and I'm going to be right back with you.
Yeah. Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. Spirituality. It's a new experience.
Okay, perfect. That was less than 30 seconds. My point is this. Looking at other people and making a judgment whether or not they out there, that woman, that man, has self-esteem issues, is what I'm really trying to say is not my call. It's not my focus. Judging, they don't have self-esteem because they're staying in a relationship, or they don't have self-esteem because they're eating 5 donuts for breakfast, or they don't have self-esteem because they are allowing someone to mistreat them. Number one, again, going back to the beginning of the show, it's always about the mirror. So number one, looking out and saying this person or that person doesn't have self-esteem is a big X. Don't do that. The focus always comes back. Now, when I went on my journey of looking for self-esteem and thinking that I have to feel better and not thinking that I have to make better decisions for myself, especially in relationships and in life, and choose wiser and choose better, I found that the word, instead of self-esteem, it's really about how much do I value myself? How much value do I place on self? That is the key. Value of self. And listen, we all have things that we value, material things, maybe. Value, some people value a car, some people value their jewelry, some people value their clothes, some people value their homes, value their jobs, or there's a different energy that is used when you value something. And it's really about valuing yourself. And when I began really valuing myself, I guess, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, words are interchangeable. When I really began to value why I'm here, the reasons why I'm here, who I am, without anything else attached, without the, Rebecca Norrington, author, speaker, radio show host, with none of that stuff attached. And quite frankly, get rid of the name too. When I began to value my spirit, who I am, without anything attached to it. In fact, with nothing attached. Just because I'm here breathing and experiencing this life. When I began valuing how much just the greatness of living, of life itself, all of the other issues, all of my other wanting to add to my titles, to add, became moot. Totally disinterested. I'm reminded of another woman in my happiness class, and actually she was a couple of weeks ago, and she was telling me that you have a degree in psychology, Rebecca, but there's you can get another title for coach, life coach, all of these titles. Oh, this is what she was talking about, that people value. People think that they'll take you more seriously if you have more titles after your name. She was actually trying to convince me to look into getting more titles. When people like to see PhD, doctor, master's degree, I get that, Reverend. I get all of that. But is there value in it? Or is there value in just being without all of the titles, without all of that other stuff? And that's where I'm coming. And that's where I'm coming to the point. So it's really getting to a place where it doesn't matter where you are, who you're with, how many titles you have, president of countries. That's the value. The value is in knowing that you are without anything else. You are without anything else attached. It's really very powerful because there's nothing. What happens is there's nothing you need to do. There's nothing you need to accomplish. There's nothing you need to... When you really start valuing self as is, everything else, and I mean everything else, loses its value. The biggest value is life itself, being here, experiencing this already without anything else. That's my point. I don't know if I'm explaining it clearly, but I can feel what I'm saying to be true. The universe, see, I like to align myself with the universe. And does the universe value what does the universe value? Oh, quick break. A quick break, 10-second break.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's the newest.
Thank you for being patient. I'm having a couple of technical difficulties here, but luckily they're solving themselves very quickly. It's modern technology. Just click on a button and everything clears up. Where was I? What the universe values. Yes, I value what the universe values is my point. I value what the universe thinks is important. And in my opinion, the universe accepts and loves without, I don't need to have 10 titles behind my name. BA, BS, MAAG, GFG, XYZ. I don't need any of that. If I'm inspired to attain, yeah, but I don't place any value. And see, that's the key. Placing value on someone else's status or someone else's achievements. I place value on how connected a person is, how connected to the universe they are. I rambled for about 30 minutes, didn't I? And so that's my point for self-esteem. Reality Spirituality is heard every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you can go to my website at www.RebeccaNorrington.com. Go to Twitter and follow me on Twitter at RL Norrington, and if you've liked the show, go to Reality Spirituality's Facebook page and like Reality Spirituality on Facebook. I want you to know and realize that you are an extension of the universe. You're always growing. You're always changing. Judgments are not allowed for you or for anyone else. Acceptance is the only way that I can connect to the universe, accepting all of the experiences and knowing that every experience that I do have is a perfect setup, is a perfect plan. Even when it gets a little frustrating, even when it gets a little harrowing, even when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, know that that is what this life is about. And accepting it all and valuing even the times when doesn't feel like there's anything to value. Find something. Find it, because it's there. All of it. Every experience has a reason, has a purpose. Every single one. Love is patient and love is kind. Be patient and be kind to yourself. Be your own best friend. As Abraham says, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. We're going to connect again next week. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality.
Yeah. Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's the new experience. Reality Spirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one, man. Reality Spirituality. You got a question for RLN? Reality Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. Reality Spirituality. Oh, now we getting real. Getting real. Reality Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get down. Reality Spirituality. Yeah, you gonna feel good now. Real good.